wanted to make it very plain and clear that I am not affiliated with Bourget as far as any kind of a representative or sanctioned by them in any way, shape, or form. I don't get one penny from the company for saying good things about their product. But I will say this too. This is the most amazing motorcycle I've ever had in my life. I've had all Kawasaki's except for this one, so I can't say I've never had a Honda. I'm sure they must be wonderful due to my Honda Pilot being a wonderful vehicle. And I have a BMW Mini Cooper, which I am very, very pleased with. But when it comes to motorcycles, I've ridden Harleys before, I've ridden Suzuki's, ridden Yamahas, and they all have their name and they all have their place. But any mass-produced anything, whether it be a guitar, whether it be a motorcycle, whether it be an iron or a refrigerator or whatever it is, you're going to have good ones, bad ones, lousy ones, and exceptional ones. I don't know if Bella is one of the exceptional ones, but I will tell you it is exceptional. As you can see, I've applied Meguiar's wax liberally wherever I chose, and I enjoyed doing it with every minute it took me. Now I'm going to take the wax off and I'm going to show you how beautiful this motorcycle is. This is truly a work of art. I don't know if they're all wonderful. I don't know. I've never driven any other Bourget but this one. But I will say this without any hesitation and truthfully. Listen, I was a truck driver for 30 years. 22 years I drove concrete mixer. Every single one, regardless of the name, could all be Max, they're all different, very different. From one truck to the other, very, very different. A little black girl is alive to this day because I had to take a different one on a Saturday morning when I was coming down through Needle City in the city of Syracuse, and a little black boy pushed this girl out in front of the truck. It didn't give me 2 car lengths distance to stop, but the truck that I had just had brand new brakes all the way around. It locked up all 10 wheels. I found that little girl screaming and crying underneath the very front of the truck, right under where the pump is. The pump's the hydraulic fluid to keep the mixer spinning. She was under there in the fetal position, crying beyond their wildest imagination while this little prick goes running off into the distance and pushed her out. I saw him, both hands in her back, pushed her in front of that truck, tried to kill her. Only by the grace of Jesus, that girl lived. Okay? Not every Harley's a good Harley. Not every Kawasaki's a good bike. You have good and bad and all. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if Bella is just an exceptional Bourget. I don't know. But I know it is an exceptional motorcycle. Hands down, the best. No questions about it. It'll do everything I want it to do when I want it to do it without a whimper, without a struggle, without anything. It's fabulous. I had one of the subscribers say, or at least somebody who made a comment, these motorcycles with the big wide tires, you can't turn them. Well, let me tell you something, bud. I don't know where you're getting your information from. Maybe you're driving a piece of shit. Maybe yours doesn't turn very well. But I'll tell you this, Bella does. She does everything I could possibly ask for. As far as rear tires being wide, here's the one we just took off. Take a look at this puppy. Look at this. Now we're down. I had time left. I had time. It wasn't completely shot yet. There's the wear mark. I had probably another 1,000 miles in that tire. But you notice it's got a flat piece right here. Right from here to here is flat. And then it jumps off to the edge. That's where it rode most of its life, was right here. So you tell me all about fat tire, please, because I'm running on something that's just about as wide as a regular motorcycle down the road. But when it comes to turns, I'm glad I did change it. This compound now is not as sticky as it was a year ago. I'm glad I did. Fabulous tires, by the way. I'll tell you that. I've never, ever, ever even had anything close to being scary, weird, where the bike felt wobbly or the frame in any way flexed, like I've had in so many other, almost everything else I've ever driven, the frame would flex under duress. This does not. This is a robust fucking frame. And yes, it does double as the oil reservoir. All I can tell you is this. If you get a chance to have one built, if you have deep, 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 deep pockets, and you want the very best of the very best, let me tell you something. You give Bridget Bring a call in Phoenix, Arizona, at the main Bourget dealership, or Rich Ferretti and Debbie out in near Rochester. You can have one built to your specification, your paint job, your everything, the length of the frame. If you want it closer to the engine, they'll make it for you. One of a kind. But you expect $75,000 to $80,000 to have one built now. And don't cheap out on this front end. That Springer added 60% enjoyment to a motorcycle I already really liked a lot. But this made the difference completely. So that's it for Humble. And there goes my fucking claw. Come back here, you bastard. It's windy today. The big tires, though, aren't so good on the grass if it's wet. But that's all I got to tell you. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and wipe off the wax now, and then I'll show you the finish. Guys, after, I'd say 45 minutes to an hour of just let your mind think and feeling this part and that part of the bike and realizing that, yes, to buy this motorcycle brand new in 2006 was $45,000. But let me show you something. Look at the thickness of the billet aluminum. Thickness of the billet aluminum. And the difference between the billet aluminum, which actually was this piece here, and the chrome, they offset each other. This has almost a silver look to it. And let's let you see Bella. Come on, kiddo. 100% American, except for the brake discs are made in Germany. But last I know, the Germans made some pretty good shit. Not saying everybody else doesn't either. It all depends on who's making them that day. There's wonderful people all over the world. But there she is. 2006, 20-year-old motorcycle. And look at the shine with a little bit of wax you get out of the black. This was painted right there at Bourget by a fellow, I think his name is Bino, if I'm not mistaken. Just outstanding work. Now he would probably take a look at this and say, you know, of all the stuff I do with the skulls and the titties and all that other stuff, this is not that big a deal for me to do, but there it is. Dino, I'm sorry. Name is Dino. Okay, he's the one who did painting, or did back in the day for Bourget. All I can tell you is this. The attention to detail. This was made, this whole scenario for the paint scheme was by Timothy Gray. He's the one who ordered the bike to be built to his specification. That's why the length of the tubes from the neck all the way down to here is just so. Because he wanted just this much room between the top of the rocker and the bottom of it. Can you see that tank? Look at that tank. Look at this thing. I know it's hard to tell with a shine, but it is absolutely sculpted. And you know what we're holding? 6 gallons. 6 gallons of high test. And you figure 37 to 40 miles to gallon, you have got yourself some wonderful cruising range. And generally, I find myself stopping to get fuel and putting about a gallon, 0.6, gallon, 0.7, because by then I'm tired. It's time to stop being beaten by the wind, which isn't terrible, but it's time to do something. And why not fill the tank? Because you ain't pushing this, trust me. You're not pushing it. So make sure it's running in good shape. Well, guys, that'll do it. That's the best I can tell you. If you want a wonderful, wonderful motorcycle, just type in Bourget Bike Works on the searcher. Get a hold of Bridget Bring. If you want one built, they're not building 600 or 700 a year like they were back in the heyday, but everything is a little different than it used to be. However, they're still able, because it took just about a year to get this front end, because they had such a hard time with the chrome shops. There used to be 9 chrome shops that were working constantly in Phoenix, Arizona. They had to ship this to California to get the work done, and then the Mexicans got deported, so they hired a bunch of fucking knuckleheads somebody off the street that didn't have this expertise, and they ended up sending the fuckers in the wintertime all the way to Mexico to get it done. Because the EPA, oh, we might kill 3 sparrows if you fucking chrome these fucking things. But enough of that bullshit. Main thing is, enjoy your life. If you want something nice, it's going to cost you. But look, that was 45 brand new. I paid 14,000 cash for it. And I put a lot of money into it because it was a 2006. It's a 20 fucking years. A lot of shit has to be replaced because it got old. Just let it sit for 4 or 5 years without even moving it, and stuff starts to die. Like your body. Get your ass out and do some calisthenics. Fuck it. I'm starting to get strong again. Yeah, come on, let's get out of here.